Jonesy, I couldn't get any loo roll or any baked beans. What shall we do? What shall we do?
Don't panic! Don't panic! Right, don't panic, you're all right.
Well, with all the worrying things going on in the world today, it's a good job I'm fully stocked up with cheese and supportive patrons. I'm so grateful to all my patrons, including new patrons Eric Hare, Timo, Warren J, Cheesemondo, Brian A. Reid, Mr. Bozohead, and the newest patrons Thomas B, Sven Arngrimsson, Andy Woods and Glenn Chapman. Thank you all so very much. Today we're going to have a chat with Richie from Boston, who is a prepper called Richie from Boston. Richie flogs big packs of pre-prepared survival emergency food rations, suitable for preppers and end-of-the-worlders. Although, Richie, I suggest from now on you also add toilet paper to your supplies.
So, Richie from Boston, I suggest you tell us your message.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It is March 18th. It's Wednesday. And this entire agenda continues to move forward pretty much flawlessly.
What entire agenda?
California, Texas, and Idaho, I've received numerous emails and confirmations, visual confirmations, that the military is calling up the National Guard.
So the government is prepping as well as you.
You have to reply. If you go to my Twitter, you'll see it. But I'm just telling you, this isn't a rumor, this isn't any... It's amazing to me how people are still going about their business. Everything is fine. This is the slowest implementation. It's American martial law. It's like a television show. How's that?
I don't think that America has declared martial law. It probably would have been in the news.
They're slowly shutting it down. And the beauty part is the arrogance. They're not even juking the stats. I figured by now they'd say there's millions of coronavirus cases all over. They're not, because they don't have to.
And there aren't.
Americans are scared shitless. It's amazing. We're buying toilet paper, but we're scared shitless. I find that comical.
Yeah, very good. I see what you did there.
But here's the deal. Every single day, more and more. They're going to do everything like they've always done everything. I already put a video up. I don't even know if it's up right now. I have no clue. I'm in a bad place for the internet.
Yeah, your car. Actually, Richie, why is it you do always film in your car?
But people, this is also that they can install 5G. Are you drunk? Seriously? 5G has been going up, will be going up, and will continue to go up as scheduled. They didn't care that there was some of us complaining about it. They don't care. That's not what this is.
No, it's not what it is. It's a viral pandemic, which happens time to time. Witness the Spanish flu and other pandemics over the years. It happens. It was bound to happen.
They're destroying the dollar. Do you even understand the ramifications of that? They've shut down the entire world.
Well, they will do all they can to protect the currencies and the economies. But the most important thing is to try and save lives.
Like that. And it was easy. You now will be, if you get caught camping in Moab, out in the middle of the desert, you can get arrested. That's gone. You can't do that. They're shutting down absolutely everything. And the National Guard is being called up.
In France, they asked people not to socialise. People ignored it and they carried on. So they had to formalise it. In the UK now, they're asking people not to socialise. If people ignore it, they'll have to enforce it for the good of everybody.
So the National Guard being called up, I've got National Guardsmen sending me, showing me the screenshots of their actual call-up notices, because you get a text, because that's the world we live in.
Well, as someone who advocates being a prepper, I would have thought the fact that your government is preparing is probably a good thing, wouldn't you?
By the time Americans figure out what is happening, they probably still won't figure out what's happening. This is, to the elites, to the censors, to the guys that are watching, you're doing a beautiful job. This was done perfectly. I saw it coming. Many of us saw it coming.
It's been known for years there will be another pandemic. As soon as they started talking about the disease outbreak in China, in Wuhan, I knew it was coming.
It bums me out knowing that I'll never get home again, but I knew that when I left. I did.
Hold on a minute, Richie. So you knew it was coming. You are a prepper. You got massive stocks of food and probably weapons and guns, but I don't know. And you knew it was coming, and you went on a trip where you knew you wouldn't be able to get back to all your carefully prepared supplies. Not too bright, are you, Richie?
And it bums me out knowing that fairly soon I'm probably going to meet my maker, or not. I don't know how that's all going to work out, but...
Right, so now you've given up and you're ready to die.
You really need to understand, this is all about destroying the dollar, bringing in the social credit system, or the New World Order dollar. The Economist cover that I've been quacking about for 2 years, where Trump is sitting on top of the world. King Trump, there you go.
So you seem to be saying you think this is all deliberate. Really?
Red alert, red alert, red alert, red alert.
This is martial law. All of a sudden, you can't go to work, you can't go to dinner, you can't drive any place, you can't fly any place, all over a mystery disease that doesn't actually even exist.
A disease that doesn't exist, and yet samples have been sent all around the world to be analysed. There are people stacked in hospitals waiting treatment. There are thousands who have died, and you don't think it exists. Officially, I can say you are a bloody idiot.
2 people just died. An 80-year-old and a 70-year-old died, and they labeled those victims of the COVID-19 virus. No shit, huh? No shit.
Well, right now, America is weeks behind us. We're about 3 weeks behind Italy. In time, you will have more and more people suffering from COVID-19, and very, very unfortunately, more and more people dying from it.
You can still get gas. Right now, you can still move around in cities, but that's going to continue to get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Well, Princess Prepper, yes, as the disease spreads and you need to try and contain and limit its spread, the only way is to avoid contact so that people can't catch it. That's why people are advised to stay in their homes, keep out of bars and clubs and so on. It's just common bleeding sense, although I guess common sense isn't all that common. And when you get idiots who continue to refuse to follow the given advice, that's when you have to take further steps to enforce, to protect the lives of those who are being quite sensible.
I mean, I cannot believe this is really happening right now, but it is really happening. And what I can't really believe more than the fact that the elites had the balls to have an event practicing this, and then they put it right into action, that my fellow Americans are helping them. They're making this, like, this is American martial law.
Well, I hope that Americans do follow the advice. I hope that the Brits here follow the advice and don't be idiots. Then we can limit this. In the UK, we're looking to hopefully limit the deaths to the tens to hundreds of thousands. This is serious stuff, and you just don't believe it's real.
It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, like tomorrow and the day. Every single day there'll be more and more and less and less. You can't camp out in the middle of Utah? Woo! That should be waking people up, because that makes zero sense with the narrative, which is everyone's sick.
That's not the narrative. The narrative is an awful lot of people will get sick. Most of them will get better. But there's a large number of people who are in high-risk groups and at great risk. And what's more, if they all get sick at the same time, that is when the health services can't cope. So you limit and slow the spread so that those who do require serious medical intervention stand a chance because those services are available.
Nobody's sick. It's not what this is.
We'll see if your view changes when you or a member of your family falls ill.
Blows me away. They're destroying the dollar. If you want to see how bad it is, go to Greg Manarino's YouTube channel. He's been doing this since as long as I've been doing this, maybe even longer, and they're decimating currency right now.
Richie, I think you really don't get it. If these actions aren't taken and the vast majority of your population does fall ill and only 1% dies, how many millions is that are going to die in America? And what do you think that will do for your economy? It's not all about the goddamn almighty dollar. It really isn't.
But here's the deal. We knew this was coming, right? The next major step is going to be shutting down the internet, overflowing the internet. I don't understand why certain YouTube channels decided that any video you can get up, hey, let's talk about the coronavirus in a movie, and who cares? It's here. Who cares? If you can put up a video, warn people. Get right with God right now. Hit your knees through Yahushua HaMashiach. Pray to the Father in heaven above us right now.
I think I'll take my chances with a vaccine once one's available. Because you're talking about praying to the God who actually apparently created viruses.
Throwing the kids out of school, they can't come back to school unless they get the vaccine, forced vaccine. 5G's going up no matter what anyways. It has been going up. They don't need to do this for 5G.
Well, I guess we can agree on that, Richie. The virus has sod all to do with 5G. I was recently at the doctor's and the nurse was giving me a vaccine against pneumonia. And I asked her about anti-vaxxers. And because here in the UK, there's been an increase in things like mumps and measles because of all the idiots who didn't get vaccinated. And she said, yeah, we get anti-vaxxers who come back here to get vaccinated when they realise people around them are falling ill.
Anybody that's telling you that is wasting your time. You need to get your hands on things while you can right now, or just do what I'm doing.
Making lame-ass videos in your car while trapped across the country from where you've got all your food and that stashed. I don't think anybody should listen to you.
If you think you've been on a list, you're on a list. The list will be implemented. They can't have people like us running around talking. They can't have it. Can't have it.
Well, all they would need to do, Richie, is close down your channel and close down your website. But that hasn't happened, has it? You are still able to speak out. The problem is that you're speaking out trash. You're advising people not to take vaccines. That will get people killed.
The rest of the world looked at us like it could never happen because the Americans will stand up. Well, the Americans failed. All you gun owners, all you custom gun makers, you're failing right now, all right? Because this is total bullshit. Start talking to your militia buddies. Start talking to your National Guard buddies. What's going on? They're getting called up. Yep.
What it sounds like, Richie, my little conspiracy nut, is that due to this virus and steps that are being put in place to limit its spread, to save people's lives, you are underhandedly advising people to take arms. That is dangerous. That is what will get you martial law. That is bloody stupid.
The virus isn't real. The virus isn't real, and that should be painfully obvious by now. December, January, February, March. There's no disease because there's no disease. It's not what this is.
The disease now is in virtually every country of the world, including the US, where there have also been deaths.
Destroying the dollar, New World Order, King Donald Trump, forced vaccinations, ID 2020, biometrics, can't buy or sell. Wake up. Or don't. I've tried. I'm out.
And you, Richie, show us why conspiracy nuts are so dangerous. There is no doubt whatsoever that there is a virus out there. It is making people sick. It is killing people. The answer is continuing research to get a vaccine to cure it. Meanwhile, all we can do is limit social interaction to slow the spread, to self-isolate if you think there's any symptoms that are similar, and to be absolutely isolated if you are shown to have COVID-19. That's the proper thing to do. What you don't do is go around spreading stupid rumours about 5G, to say it's all to kill the dollar, and to hint that people should raise arms. Because if you do, the authorities will step in. There is no doubt they will step in to maintain order. And you'll probably have more deaths on your hands. COVID-19 is a massive worldwide problem. We are all in this together. The other problem are idiots like you who are only going to make it worse. I'm aware of someone who has COVID-19, and people who had contact with that man were told to self-isolate. And what did this idiot do? He decided it didn't matter. He started going out into town and to McDonald's and whatever. It's fools like that that are going to encourage the spread. Richie, get the hell out of here. I hope to have something a little more cheerful for my next video. Until then, stay sensible.
Shut up and sit down.